welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. We are here in the third and final map of this semi-final. At the start, it looked lackluster. It looked like maybe Astralis forgot to show up today. And then suddenly, what the hell happened in Cash? Because we finally got the Astralis we were waiting for.
Yeah, that was that T-side was so cool to watch. Just that comeback as well. I mean, it's so hard to make that kind of a comeback too when you get demolished in the first map the way you did. You come in, you start out really, really slow in the second map, and then all of a sudden it's all you. That was a ridiculous performance, but now it gets even tougher. This is now where Fnatic, they believe they're the best team in the world on this map. They believe they play better when the pressure is on. And they are on Inferno, and the pressure is incredibly on to make it to those finals tomorrow. So two ways that Fnatic just believes they're the best team in the world.
God, this is going to be glorious to see. Fnatic showed beauty on this map against teams like Virtus Pro, but can they ever approach it in the same mentality? I doubt it. I don't think they can get away with half of what they did against Virtus Pro earlier today, and it feels like a long time ago, but it will be Astralis this time to kick off things with the choice of their side. So, ooh.
Do they just pick T-side first?
I think they did.
That is intriguing.
Huh.
Okay, so, well, yeah, Astralis picked the T-side, which is just kind of shocking because we don't see this too often. And this being the deciding map on who goes into the finals, to hand over that CT side is a big gamble. So that has to mean that Astralis has something prepared here for the defense of Fnatic. And we're gonna have to find out what exactly that is, because this is a big advantage to give away.
This is terrifying. All right, let's see what you got, because this is not what I expected at all coming into this one. So as said, it will be Fnatic on the CT side and Astralis on the T side, out of choice. And here we go, ignore what's at the top. Apparently, it's confused as we are. And we are live into this one. Just take a look at the names down the list if you are wondering what's going on here. But already, look at the aggression on Banana coming out. Olaf and JW instantly forced back here.
Yeah, but they're spamming Olaf. He's got to run out. He's down to 20 HP. Such a strong player has got to be passive now. There is a third member for Fnatic over at this B bomb site, just in case any extra pressure was going to be put on by Astralis. And Olaf as well is going to rotate over towards the A bomb site. So stabilized a little bit here, and all spread across the map is Astralis. They're waiting for any kind of aggression on the other side of the map that Fnatic can apply. And there's a good shot. Dennis Meister, he takes out Device. Dennis takes out Device. I got it.
I'm worried about you, man.
We're stabilizing.
Get it together. Things are going to be looking up in this map. This is what we've been waiting on. This was the dream at the start, at midnight, and now it's what, 2:30? This could be a late night, ladies and gents, so just get yourself set for what could be a phenomenal game, because it looks like Astralis is getting themselves set towards that B hit. Now Olaf's close by. He might just sacrifice himself for that touch of information, or just get a little bit too close for comfort, but oh my god, Zipnix just barrels in, finds JW now, dance to the back of side, doing what he does best, but that pistol gets outnumbered, gets outmatched, and overwhelmed. Now, 3v3. Bomb not had a chance to go down yet. Look how quickly Fnatic were on their tails. They don't want to let them stop for a second.
Yeah, Olaf playing a dangerous game with low HP, and he does fall. Still, the bomb has not been planted. It's Cajun with only 3 HP. And he gets, he's going to be in a tough spot now as Flusha has dropped Dupree. He's still playing from spawn side. Still no plant quite yet for Astralis. Now the bomb's in the open. There's that low HP, but Zipnix comes out swinging. He finds Flusha all down to Crims.
The Crims has no armor, but look at the time. Zipnix needs to do this in fast. 4 seconds, he's going for it. And he's gonna get it down. Okay, Zipnix, this is all you. That's 2 already. That's a plant. What can you do with this? Crims is backing away. He's not sure how to approach this sort of round.
He's waiting to see if Zipnix was gonna peek very, very aggressively, playing far back to use the range of that USP, but Zipnix doesn't fall for it, so now it's gonna be...
He's got the kit. Crims is sticking this. That's, oh my god, not like this! Crims! Oh my word.
That is so bold to just go for that full defuse there, and it works out perfectly for him. That is incredible stuff. And that's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, hold on. Again, because the scoreboard's kind of messed up here, in-game it's showing Astralis picked up the round where it wasn't.
It does say, well... Yeah, the CT side did win it. It just lists the wrong team as the...
So that's hence the pause right now. So they're going to try and fix that, just so you guys at home aren't alone being absolutely baffled. It's the admins. Blame the admins. We always do. You'll find the guy called Messioso. give him some abuse. I think he's on Twitter by that name. Once had pink hair. Made that choice.
Jeez.
No one's sure why. We like to give delay mode.
Everyone's being thrown to the wolves tonight.
We might as well. It's you know, no one watches at this time. Moses. It's completely free to do whatever we want. Why do you laugh?
There's a lot of North Americans watching.
My point still stands, Moses.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not joining in. It's not that late. All right. A lot of NA love. A lot of NA love. I'm just kidding. They're great. Great guys. But looking at this again, taking stock of what happened, the flags are really confusing me because they're just changing as they go. But we've got 2 Swedish teams now. One.
I love it.
I'm just done. All right, it's fixed now. I can just do. No, it's not. Oh my God, this is confusing as hell. I can't handle it. But Fnatic are doing well here. They're not losing players. They're not taking needless peaks. And Flush are going to back away, leave the others to come through from quad and get the damage done.
Clean sweep for Fnatic, so they build up some money behind this. 3 SMGs, 2 M4s on Flush and Dennis still. No reason to change any of those out, but actually there is reason, because it is going to be this 3rd round buy from Astralis. They have the AK-47s, but true to Fnatic, this is a huge play. This could dictate a lot of this half, because with 3 SMGs, if Fnatic's able to pull this round off and upgrade for free to some AK-47s, build up some of the bonus money on top of all that, they're going to have such a huge advantage early on in the CT half. But it looks like it's going to be a very aggressive play from Astralis, just not slowing down as they walk up mid.
And I like this from Astralis. He's becoming better at taking his apps control, but a little bit overzealous on that. Overstepped, overpeaked it, and now look at Flusher. That's 2 back-to-back. Karrigan and Cajun B get mowed down. There's your 3rd. Fnatic stamping their authority onto this round, and Flusher once more, and he's going to get it at this rate. He's looking hungry. He's got backup en route. He wants it for himself, though. Device has to walk out of that one, but he does at least get the bomb. Yeah,
that was huge that he gets the bomb and he's able to fall away. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. Xyp9x has pick control, and also Small Pit is smoked off. So this is actually a little bit of an intriguing scenario for Fnatic. They have no concept of what's coming. They have no information on if it's going to be B or A. Flush has got to be very mindful of the fact that they could get flanked out, so they're going to hear this plant eventually go down. Device is going to plant it inside the site, so he's going to be stuck there. There's 1 smoke for Dennis to use, and depends on what they want to smoke off. Xyp9x has worked his way out of pit. They're going to get aggressive over towards the library, towards Arch side, and actually Device spots 1 jumping. 3 members here for Fnatic. They're slowly going to encroach on this.
Xyp9x.
Yeah, he's got the angle, but Flusha finds the kill. Very low are the 2 Fnatic members. Device all alone in the bomb site. And he holds strong. He gets the first kill and keeps spraying. Crims walks into it. A big response from Astralis.
Exactly what you need in these sort of rounds, especially after someone like Flusher just absolutely smashed you as you try to play up mid. A great bit of play in the small piece of Device, just being able to stay alive after this sort of mayhem came in, paid off eventually, finally getting Astralis back round to where they need to be, and that buy-up coming through. Now look at this, what a back and forth picture. Cajun B running the SMG, JW with no armor but has the AWP, and we're going to be going right into this, and JW takes a face full of damage, and Cajun B wants that early aggression towards Banana.
There's that lack of armor on JW that nade just jerks his aim in the wrong direction, can't land the shot. But still, this is the important round because, like we said, Fnatic had 3 SMGs into the last round, so plenty of money to buy up here. They've got decent utility. JW doing his standard op play over towards the lane side, but it's Astralis that's all spread out across the map, trying to maintain presence over towards Banana and in alternate mid, making sure Fnatic can't read anything and making no decisions quite yet into this round.
A bit of a deep flash coming out. And at the moment, I want to keep my eyes throughout this game on how many times Olaf will go in towards those apartments over by A. It's a switch up of play. I want to keep my eyes towards it. Something that eventually LFE started to abuse there with Gatright, but that's going to be a topic for later, as right now it looks like with this 50 seconds remaining, Astralis going to try and build something together, but a variety of smokes and still a lot of flashes with Fnatic aren't going to make this an easy one. And there's the real smoke lineup with Cajun B. They put a couple down before, but Xyp9x being the one to kind of sell the fake here, and Olaf going to have to back out of this.
Yeah, they're out of smokes, they're out of Molotov, so it's going to have to just be straight up battles one at this B bomb site. The execution's going to come in. Olaf was drifting away. Now he realizes he's made a mistake. He's going to pop flash himself through. They lined up. He only gets 2. He gets 3. Finds a 3rd, and now it's just Crims in the back.
What a beast of a play. Just man modes it through, but Device is doing some great individual work himself, especially in these sort of situations. The Device is on the verge of the smoke, and of course, guess who was waiting on the other side? JW gets picked apart, and now 2v2. Flush's position may be starting to be questioned in his mind. Device has the time, but turns around, spots him out, so now 1 player noted. Xyp9x needs to go big. That's the start. Flusher now in the 1v1. Flusher, nade to hand. Xyp9x, he spots him out, and this is going down to the wire. Flusher has a kit, time is ticking. Xyp9x dancing around it as best he can, but Flusher is there, and Flusher has the time.
Yeah, it's so long for Xyp9x to have to last just behind that pillar. Not a lot of cover. And also, when you're just hiding behind that, your vision is just, it's so lacking. So Flush is able to play that very, very patiently, especially with the kit. This is incredible that he gets a third kill here. It looked like he was about to fall the device just before dupreeh died, but it works out all in Olaf's favor, so they reset the economy of Astralis immediately. It's just going to be pistols, no more rifles left on the side of Astralis. JW still with that AWP, and it's actually a little bit light. You can see the economy for Fnatic as well is beat up. Flush is only on a pistol. Dennis has a FAMAS. So they've got to make sure they don't take too much damage to these upgraded pistols on the terrorist side.
All right, dupreeh had a big game before on Cash. He did a lot of damage there. Doesn't help when that happens. JW just gonna add insult to injury, like, no.
Bomb's also in T-spawn, so even if there's success on one of these, well, not all the way in T-spawn, but pretty much.
Far enough.
Yeah, far enough to where if they take over a bomb site, they're gonna feel a little silly. So dupreeh can't even find one. Dennis executes him. And now towards the B bomb site, jumping through smoke, going right at Crims. They find that kill. Olaf's here, though, to pick it up, and he's going to keep being aggressive. Maybe he thinks he has the bomb, but he's got to be careful trying to prevent the plant. Either way, Olaf's forced back, at least initially.
And actually, Karrigan, of course, we know it and they don't, but AO's completely vacated of players. Now, JW's come back across, and Devices, I don't know how he's alive, if I'm honest. It feels like he's been alive a lot longer than he should have been, but they could try and do something together. 2-to-1 peek, and Flusher on that snap. It wasn't actually him to get it, was Dennis in the end, but he will close Device down. And Fnatic staying strong here on their CT side. Something that they were severely lacking on Cash was that CT side presence.
And now Astralis, the AWP is in Device's hands. Fnatic have worked their way with just that pistol on Flusher in the last round. He looks like, is he going to keep it? Okay. So Flush is just going to keep a 5-7 into this next round, not picking up a weapon, not being dropped over one. JW could have dropped him at M4, but playing maybe a little bit of an economy game.
These two are about to meet, and I don't know how they avoid each other, but they do. And Astralis is just going for the slow build up here. And on that note, Olaf's now joining them over towards A for the CT side, and Xyp9x trying to take some bit of control, joining dupreeh in towards those apartments. And again, this was exploited by NIP. They did pretty well, actually, doing full execution through those apartments. Something that was very choreographed, not something you can just make up on the fly, but definitely a play that was in the notepad. But Dennis and JW, joined by Flusher, is a deadly, deadly combo here. But Astralis looking like they want to at least test this. But now 4 players, as Olaf has come over, is going to make this extraordinarily hard. And look who's waiting to go on this smoke. 2 players by CT Arch very close by. And it's JW to find Device already towards quad. And Karrigan going to be fended off as well. This is not the prettiest of pictures. And JW is going to start wondering about the apartments. No, he lines him up and knocks him down. This is not pretty.
Yeah, and apartments was blocked off for so long, and now just another smoke comes out onto Cajun. 30 seconds left, and he's got to readjust. Blind is dupreeh, and there's Flusher. Turning the corner, he does get one with that 5-7. And Olaf even chiming in now. So Cajun's been stuck in apartments behind a smoke and a Molotov essentially for this entire round. And he's going to pick up that AWP, and he's going to try and save it. But Fnatic might just dedicate themselves to the hunt. Dennis is definitely going to get a little bit aggressive up these stairs. He's in Boiler. And even if Cajun gets this kill, it's going to let him know where he is, but still, actually, Fnatic hasn't committed to this hunt quite yet. So Cajun might be able to just save this AWP. They might not think he's here. They might think he's a little bit farther away and no reason to go for it. But he's going to get away with it. So a little bit of a silver lining there for Astralis, but that tactic got entirely shut down by JW.
Yeah, that was absolutely destroyed. And the one thing that really impressed me with Nip's T-side that worked against Fnatic was the smokes that they do. It'd be almost be a line through pit almost, and it would cut off someone like JW completely and make it very hard to operate, allowing someone like Get-Right to come through and get that dominance, whereas, as you said, completely blocked off, completely unable to support through the apartments. It became an integral piece of the puzzle missing for Astralis, but now into this round, very little to work with. Of course, Cajun B was able to retain that AWP, but beside that, a P250 here and there to support it and just a Glock. So I doubt there's much to be achieved from this one, and it looks as though, really, Fnatic can just grind out another round.
And it's just going to have to try and recycle this AWP. Cajun's going to be the one who's got to try and find a pick. He has armor. So he doesn't have to deal with aim punch, at least initially. And he's leading the way down Boiler, just trying to be able to isolate one of these kills towards the lane side, which is where you can often find JW. He's not here at the moment. He's actually on the other side. He's Rap side. Flush is the one alternating between the bomb sites. JW takes the shot, falls away as the pressure from these pistols gets applied. Up mid, they have bracket control. But still, so many bodies here for Fnatic. Flusha just finally rotated away, so it is just a standard setup now. Olaf spots them in lane. He's got a teammate watching for Halls, but now the op of Cajun B going up against Olaf, and he's going to lose it. Olaf takes that first kill.
Already, JW going to be playing on the jump off the back of a flash if needed, trying to help Olaf out, and the crossfire is sublime. Look at that, perfectly working off each other. And sadly, those pistols not able to make the impact they'd want, and the op not going to do much more either. There we go, not even being damaged really in this round, only JW taking a touch in this, and Xyp9x trying to do anything, and again, Fnatic, so deadly. Xyp9x at least going to do a little bit on the way out, but he's being hunted down left, right, and center. Crims behind him, and Crims to close it down. Fnatic finding their footing again after what was a bit of a deficit in that second map. Suddenly start to stabilize here.
Olaf took duels with 3 different oppers on the Astralis side. Device, Kerrigan, Cajun, all of whom have opt at a high level for this team and at various maps, various times in this team's lifespan, and he wins all of them. So 6-1 now, and this is just going to start making you think if Astralis can't pull something out soon, there might be a tactical pause, and then it comes into the question, what did they have planned that made them choose this terrorist side despite winning the knife round?
Yeah, and Kerrigan, 117 at the moment. After how much of an impact? I don't like to read the scores too much, but swings and roundabouts on performance isn't going to equate to much for him right now, as Cash was his big impact play, and not had much more to follow into this one. Now, Death and JW both being very present in the apartments, a little bit more map control gain for them. They will back away, maybe buy some time for themselves, make sure that the T-side do have to take some control back there. And now 1 minute left on the board.
Still nothing being gained. Actually, just now, Device finds Olaf through the smoke. Over towards mid, there's been pressure put on by Astralis, but they've been blocked off by Molotovs, by smokes. Haven't been able to make any progress over towards brackets. And the beautiful thing about having Crims on your team is you lose a B defender, no one has to rotate. You just have enough faith that he's going to be able to hold out strong. Look at Flusha. Spraying through the smoke, finds a little bit of damage. That's going to force the bomb to actually rotate back towards B. Flush is on his way there now, but here comes an execution up mid. 3 members of Astralis have taken brackets control. They're smoked off from lane, but it's still going to be all on Crims.
They could have done a lovely wrap from that as well, but they don't go for it. They go for the support player. It's actually just Kerrigan going back around Dupree, and Xyp9x going to run the gauntlet. It's Flusha waiting eyes, trained on the push out. Dupree on the drive-by, but now Crims, the man we toted being quite the master at holding the site, sadly gets overrun. Too many targets at one time. And now JW and Dennis left out in the cold.
Yeah, and they need to just save these guns. There's no chance of them winning into this round. They do have some money built up, but actually Crims, Dennis, and Flusha are all pretty low on economy. Dennis and, Olaf and JW are the ones who have built up a bank. So keeping these guns is pretty important to be able to drop them over. And Astralis with 4 members alive, they're not going to chase because they have to build up their own economy at this point. They don't have enough money to try and lose players trying to get guns out of the hands of Fnatic. But it's a good opening start, but you're not going to get that. You're not going to get those picks on Olaf every time through smoke. You know, they still haven't had some success in these rounds, in these gun rounds, for the most part, except for that 1 kill through the smoke. So something more is going to have to come moving forward for Astralis. But this is a good start. Now they have to string a couple together. Don't get reset here.
Moses, does this remind you of Overpass yet?
Not yet. It has potential.
Yeah?
It has potential, though.
It's a little bit scary at this point. 6-2. It does start looking a little bit one-sided, but then again, Astralis weren't able to convert any of the gun rounds in that sort of one. That was a lopsided matchup on Overpass. So hopefully, not the same, but Olafmeister and Crims going to tighten the noose. Look at this, straight away getting that presence. Crims with the perfect support, and he's got the one shot he wants to hit, and Device might just walk into that trap. No, he gets away unscathed somehow. And now maybe this could be an instant response from the T-side, but will it really help the endeavor here?
Now you see Astralis pushing up towards middle. They have control of A halls, and all 3 members of Fnatic are going to challenge over towards bracket. Dennis is watching for some kind of push out balcony, but JW is going to be here. Flush is going to be on the other side. Just a standard crossfire setup. Meanwhile, Olaf and Crims, they have a deep banana smoke, so they have control, but this time no one's rotated back. They're going to trust these 3 players to guard the A bomb site. And still, under a minute left for Astralis, and they haven't applied very much pressure anywhere across the map. Now you see Olaf and Crims falling back deep into the site, and actually it looks like both of them are starting to cheat over towards the A site. Crims is going to stick around, but here comes the execution.
For once, though, Dennis and JW are pretty passive on this one. It's Flusher going to hold CT Arch with Olaf Meister, so a little bit of a different set here, but again, Olaf still has the AWP, so they allow themselves the same room to breathe. 30 seconds, the amount of flashes that have been put down by Fnatic are keeping Astralis at bay, but for how long? Finally, Zipnix can be let loose from the apartments, but he has a lot to overcome. Dennis being well, and JW going to be forced out of spot here, flashing in towards quad. Watching as they desperately try and run through, but Olaf's already struck down Cajun, finds another device, gets pinned down, and look at this crossfire. The Observer desperately trying to keep up with that one, but piece by piece, Fnatic just held the crossfire together, and you can see how well set that piece is.
Yeah, and that's the nightmare for Astralis, is losing that second round, not being able to string anything together. So the losing bonus does get reset, but because they had 4 members survive in the previous round, they had enough money built up, going to be able to buy into this round. They have a pretty decent buy as well. They have 1 Galil, 1 Tech 9, but the rest are AK-47s and a pretty decent amount of utility, including 5 smokes. So another chance here for Astralis to not give up control of the economy to Fnatic right now at this critical junction in the half. And this time, Fnatic, Olaf and Crims do not pressure down Banana. They just play passive in the bomb site. So a new look being thrown at Astralis.
How do they respond? Device was, let's say, pretty good at opening out the B side, but then again, he was just kind of hitting some shots through smoke, which was kind of weird. But it works, I guess. If you need to find a way to take down Olaf, you take every opportunity you can.
Yeah, it's just not consistent. It's not something you can rely on. It's the trouble.
Sadly, for Device, of course, he's just like, please, just stand there again. Let me have the shot. But no, 1 minute left on the board now. Dennis, JW, and Flusher still pretty well set up at A. Dupree, they're just not having any luck. It looks like they keep trying to do this A hit, but no one's pressuring the crossfire. No one's finding a way to unpiece it or single out players without sacrificing themselves to others. So 50 seconds left. Again, that banana presence was all good and well at the start of this, but little to no progress. But they do have 5 smokes left, 1 molly towards Zipnix. They can do something with this, and there we go. Molly goes down, they get some CT Arch control, deny some vision. Dupree tries to make something of it, but just JW has none of it. And while he's going to go back for more, he knows there's another here. Oh, Zipnix, but while this builds up, it is again this B hit, and if Crims starts here, it looks like Olaf is going to finish it. 28 seconds, the rotate comes out, they know the bomb's there. Olaf's just buying time, he'll sacrifice himself for it, because here comes the backup. Flusher delivers, and Zipnix 1v3.
Such a nice setup by Fnatic in that round with 2 members on Rap side. You know, once they eliminate that portion of the attack, it's such a fast rotate over towards the B bomb site. So all Crims has to really do with that peak is delay, and then Olaf in the back just delays, forces them to commit wide on him, takes as much time off the clock, buys enough time for his teammates to rotate in, and now the economy is broken for Astralis. They can't buy into this round. They do have a 2-round bonus building up for losing a couple in a row, but out of money, no armor, no nades invested into the Astralis side. They're just going to be going in with P250s, and Olaf, he's going to love this. Gets the first kill on the device. Looking for that second one. And he's not going to get it. He gets denied by Cajun, who has a 6-shot from range with the P250.
Very nice. Now Crims can enjoy the P90, though. It's like if one can't have fun, the other probably will. And I guess you might as well find some sadistic value in the P90 at this point.
Why not? Yeah, this is great stuff.
And just keep remembering as this builds up to Fnatic's favor, at least for now, what Anders did to you when he walked over towards the desk, the gestures he made, and how it made you feel. And you can respond maybe at the end of this one.
I don't want to remember. I want to forget. Well, maybe Fnatic's going to help me out with this one.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're up 9-2. So yeah, this is at the point where I have to start thinking, why give Fnatic the CT side on their favorite map? Because we haven't seen anything out of Astralis quite yet. They do have another bye here. There's 4 rounds left in this half for something to come out for Astralis. Hasn't looked great so far, but that could all turn around. And if they can get even just 2 or 3 of these last 4, I mean, that's going to put them in a position where they can have a solid CT side. We saw that massive comeback after a huge deficit on Cash. But now, 4 members trying to pressure up brackets. It's going to be a fake execute. Only Kerrigan sticking around. The other 4 are going to jump through at Crims.
Oh my god, he's got 4 players coming towards him and nothing comes of it. He spots him out, but that is it. Instantly, Dennis on the rotate though. He's going to be the first one there. Molly goes down. it'll do the job, it burns them alive, but it doesn't get the job done. Astralis power through.
That flashbang just a little bit late for Dennis, so the bomb is gonna get planted. Flush is so low, down to 5 HP. So Astralis pick up the pace up mid, and it's just a posture, it's just a ruse. They go back towards B and catch Fnatic off guard. Crims falls early. Now it's this retake scenario. Molotov comes out, and Olaf gets annihilated.
Ouch. Finally, Astralis getting some pace going. This was what we started to like, even on the first map, when they went for a little bit of a quicker play, when they started to make these sort of presences noted, and especially when they went for it in Cash. Cash worked great for them when they started to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more dominant. Of course, landing shots like that certainly will help, but the bigger factor is they did that lovely little ruse, as you pointed it, and then smashed that B-side down. And Crims, you know what, so, another day of the week, maybe he would have gotten 4, maybe he'd have gotten 3, maybe he'd have gotten none, but he only gets a little bit done after that, and it will give Astralis another round on the board.
Yeah, third. And they're going to have to go up against another buy here from Fnatic. So still not out of money, and even after this round, Fnatic won't be out of money again. They've had plenty of time to build up the bank. It's only Crims who's really that low in terms of his economy, stuck down at $50, but everyone else is sitting pretty nice. And now it comes that task. Astralis hasn't been able to do it yet in this half, is winning 2 in a row.
Uh-oh. Here comes that boost. Now, no one's on the bottom mid, but they might notice what the hell's going on, and Astralis are actually aware of that.
Yeah, they've done their research, and actually they might have even heard a footstep there as they were coming in out mid, and it seemed like he was just pre-firing for that boost, which doesn't happen unless you have a good indication it's there. Either way, Molotov comes out, denies bracket control, at least for the moment, for Astralis.
And Astralis looking like, well, at least Fnatic falling back to their default hold of what's been working against these guys. Dennis tucks himself in towards site. JW at the back of pit. They create these beautiful crossfires, but as they haven't actually seen any contact from Astralis, they've kind of just hit the brakes a bit, but they're expecting it. It's a slower approach from Astralis. Now at 1 minute, the flash comes in, and suddenly the difference is they're able to burst out of apartments. They make their presence known, and it works. Device and Cajun B get out of there, and suddenly it's down to Olaf and Crims, and they're quite far away. Olaf had a shot at this, but it's been a long time in the making, but Astralis finally stick the A hit.
Yeah, now we're starting to see some of this T side that Astralis wanted to exploit with, or use in this half. I mean, these have been 2 rounds were very convincing, very aggressive once they decide to make their move, very decisive. So the fake in the last round and then an explosion towards the B bomb site. This time, they posture up towards mid and they come out halls on Fnatic. So that defense is not able to read what's coming, and that's a couple rounds they've been slaughtered. So Crims and Olaf, they're going to save over towards the B bomb site. No chance of them rotating inside just because of how fast the rest of their team crumbled. And it's going to be the last buy out of Fnatic at a 9-4 scoreline. Astralis making a bit of a comeback here at the end of the half.
If only they'd just, you know, it's always these if, buts, maybes. You think back, if maybe they worked out how to hit that A site a little bit better. The amount of times they went for it. And we haven't, what?
Why not?
There's a good couple of reasons why not, but, you know, Neo tried it for a while, and that went well.
You do. There are like cycles of this weapon where like people or players like think it's going to be like really, really good and really effective. But I'm all about Crims giving his try for it. So no issue here for me. 4 members of Astralis and Banana. 1 is just going to be lurking over towards the A bomb site. That'll be Zipnix in alternate mid, looking for any kind of aggression. But look at the pop flash peek. Olaf, he's making sure that AUG doesn't need to get used. 3 kills for him. And Crims, that pop flash is so beautiful. It works so well.
So the gun may not have done all the work, but the flash is fantastic. I'm hoping we get to see the AUG in place at some point. You know, he's doing it for Alex, really. Alex misses, you know, dots on guns and Call of Duty guns. It's really sweet, really, of Crims to do this. Nice little throwback there. Anyway, 9-4. Astralis did start showing some signs of life, but this round may be the final hurdle here. At least for Fnatic to breach themselves in towards those double digits. Unless maybe Zipnix and Device can use this utility absolutely perfectly to define a route in towards B. And I like the slower play. It's got Fnatic guessing. It's got them kind of questioning. Are they still going for this? Flash is still watching the cross.
Yeah, they have to go for this.
And now they do. And there it is. Finally, Crims will let the AUG do some dirty, dirty work. And it will be Flusher in the end to close down towards Device. And Fnatic get 10-4.
I'm a little curious why they didn't use that smoke for that first peek, maybe trying to go for some kind of pick, catch him off guard, but it doesn't work out. 10-4 now. The AWP comes out for Device. But the rest of them, a little bit light on the buy. You can see Kerrigan, he's only got a Tech 9. Xyp9x has a Tech 9 and a UMP that's been dropped over to him. Meanwhile, CT side, Olaf Meister and JW both have the AWP. They switch things up, and Olaf's going to be the one to lead the way down Banana. Grab the angle, doesn't see anything quite yet.
And also, the main point for me is Crim still has the AUG, so I'm very pleased with this. And I hope we get to see another bit of glorious gaming coming in. Oh, Olaf, you absolute beast of a man, just straight up taking that fight. Device gets trashed. Bomb all the way back and almost T-spawn there, just down by the steps. And again, Fnatic looking unscathed after they started to work out what side to work.
And this is beautiful too, because Olaf grabs that kill, and him and Crims both just fall back into the bomb site. Crims can now play this really passively. Fnatic has cheated Olaf over to the bomb site, and they realize it's kind of redundant with having two ops over there. With JW and Olaf, so he's going to head all the way back towards B. No reason not to play standard in this where you have the man advantage. Astralis hasn't really progressed across the map. They haven't, shown their hand. They haven't applied any pressure somewhere, so no intel for you to base your decisions off of quite yet if you're Fnatic. So just playing it typical and waiting for Astralis to do something.
Bit of a double fake then coming in from Astralis, heading down Banana. Back up again, Kerrigan. What?
Okay then.
Hello?
He just gets his head ripped off. The no scope to the face.
As you do. All right, B hit coming in, 20 seconds left. Crims and Olaf to hold on to the flood. The AUG rattles off the shots, but it's Olaf to connect. One precise one, followed by a second. Goes for his third, burning alive, has to make the play, but it's that AUG again doing work. So beautiful and majestic, this weapon. And now Xyp9x has to do some heavy lifting here. 1v3, 3 seconds left, and again the AUG strikes, and Fnatic close down this half with a lovely, lovely scoreboard lead.
Yeah, that's huge. It's a beautiful first half from Fnatic. So tough now for Astralis. This pistol round is going to be incredibly important. The first 2 or 3 rounds is going to be huge to see if, if Fnatic establishes this economy. I mean, there's really not a lot of window for error for Astralis. They have to catch up on the scoreline a little bit before they can afford to give up too much control. So going into the CT side, it's going to have to be a very staunch defense from Astralis.
And imagine Anders right now. He's starting to get hope after that second map.
Well, you know who loves to feast on the hope of others? It's Olaf Meister. 20-9. He came up to play in this. Flushes back as well. 17-7.
It's got a little jar of tears just on the desk. It's absolutely beautiful. But it will be Astralis on the CT side, the side they actually opted to stay away from at the beginning here. Maybe a choice that we could find out as to why. Maybe a momentum thing, maybe based on confidence, maybe a previous plan in mind. Have to wait and see. Now they'll have to face Fnatic. And I wonder what they do here. Fnatic, when they played against First Pro not too long ago, only today, went for the kind of patented and classic B sort of split that they do through CT Arch, a wrap around that just is ever so effective, but it also was 5 pieces of armor, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit maybe of a different approach here and a different stance to this one. 1 minute left and 3 players on the jump off towards B. 3 as well for the CT side here. And only 2 with Dupree pushed into apps.
It almost seems like Olaf and Dennis are waiting for some kind of aggression. They're going to have to make a play at a certain point because Astralis has this B bomb site stacked. That's where the bomb is eventually going to go, it looks like, for Fnatic, but that's going to be walking right into a 3-on-3. That's not a great situation for them to be in. So waiting for Dennis and Olaf to decide whether they're going to group up with their teammates to give more of an advantage or make some kind of a play over at this A bomb site. No one from Astralis is giving up anything quite yet.
Okay, Fnatic just going to go for the straight-up B play. Olaf and Dennis kind of left Bill and Noah. Actually, there's nothing straight up about this. It's all a ruse, and suddenly Crims is nowhere to be found. And even though actually Flusher and JW are doing really damn well, it's a bit of a bait and switch again, and they sold it like an absolute pro. The bomb's by A. Dupree is the man who's going to be the test here. He's the one holding this back. The bomb is being planted right as we speak. JW's up mid. Olaf and Pitt, Crims on site.
Yeah, but Dupree's still alive. This is huge. Fnatic have to be so worried. This is just another avenue of retake. So JW is going to be an ult mid. He's going to have a huge role to play, and he gets dropped immediately. Kerrigan finds him on the flank, just Olaf and Crims. Olaf does find one. Still a couple more to deal with. Crims finds one as well. That's towards small pit. Now they're just angled up in the bomb site, and it's going to be an incredible recovery for Fnatic on this pistol round.
Was that 4v2?
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
That's so nicely done from Crimson Olaf. They each grab 1 kill over towards Small Pit, and then they just have a beautiful crossfire set up in lane. Not really much Astralis. They had some of the great positioning that they needed, and now they realize 12-4. They can't let Fnatic get away with this. They have to respond in this round. They buy up armor and pistols, their best chance to try and regain control early on. But their backs are against the wall now.
Their backs are about to be pushed through the wall at this sort of pace. Like, are about to fly through that smoke, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't even be surprised to see a flash being put through, but they are setting up for slightly deeper smokes here if they do want to go for them. But Dennis and Olaf have been playing towards second mid at the moment. They haven't really been doing much with it, if I'm honest. They took their time before and they pulled that fake around from B sort of bait into. But still, Crimson Sun is there with the bomb, so kind of would make sense, but no one's flashed them in yet. JW, Olaf, and maybe this is it. Is Crims going to go on the flash? He's going to sit back. That could be the smoke coming out from Crims. We'll have to wait and see what he goes for here. There's the flash. No one goes for it. Smoke's not down. Put it down themselves and then go and try and take CT Arch.
Very patient, though, in this MAC-10 now. JW going to lead the way. Nope, there's another pop flash, and actually Device could peek with this. He's got to be careful. The smoke comes out. And actually, he gets the dink, he gets the kill. Also, JW does clean it up with the MAC-10. Now they're waiting for more aggression on the other side of mid.
He could be massive here, Moses. He's going to hear everything. He's going to hear them stepping. If they went up to quad, he'd have spotted it. So now Zibnix, Dupree, Karrigan all heading over to the right place at the right time. Now they just need to do the damage, which, of course, isn't going to be a simple task, because here come Fnatic.
Yeah, they're going to storm into the site. Karrigan's alone in the back. Does have that 570. Misses all the shots, though. He gives himself up. Can't find anything. Coming through the smoke is Zipnix. He falls as well. Cajun and Dupree, the last one left, trying to shoot through the smoke. Can't find any connections, though. And Fnatic, it was a little bit dangerous at times, but they end up mopping this round up. 13-4 in the next round for Astralis. It's going to be a very light buy if they even invest anything into it. I imagine they're just going to save for the next round and see what kind of rifles they can pull out.
13-4. There was hope. There was a glimmer upon the horizon. Well, you may have said to yourself, this could have been something. This could have been the perfect third map. There was a heartbeat from Astralis on Cash, and then just got ripped out of the chest by Fnatic. I don't know what's happened, but this is going to be another blistering round from Fnatic, just powering their way through. They're tired of this. They want to go to bed. They want to get to those finals that have their name written all over it right now. Dupree and Zipnix can do very little but sit there and watch at the moment. Zipnix might get the drop onto one, but maybe not. It's Olaf Meister leaping around the corner. It's probably not going to go too well.
Man, easy cleanup there for Fnatic. So now they're in the driver's seat completely. Astralis, they've got to go on a massive run here. They're down 10 rounds. They have the M4s, but I mean, the utility behind it, the nades, is so light. Cajun doesn't have a smoke to work with. There's not going to be any. Actually, Zipnix is the only one who could really get a kit at this point, and he does. Makes the team play, buys a kit, so 4 smokes to work with, and actually only 3 flashbangs as well for Astralis. This is going to be a tough round for them. Fnatic have all the advantages. Olaf with an AWP, slowly working his way up Banana. Just going to hold the angle.
This could be dangerous, though. Okay, well, it could have been dangerous. It could have been a lot worse than that, but it does trade out favorably in the end. Fnatic, as Device is now the only man on towards the A side, sitting on balcony ever so patiently. He will find Crims, and Flush is the one with the bomb, who's got the vertical advantage. A little bit difficult for Device to operate down here, buying time, allowing Karrigan and Zipnix to get to better positions. But now Flashed out perfectly turns it, fighting tooth and nail for this. Karrigan's found JW, but it's still Flush with the bomb, and the bomb is down.
Yeah, Olaf with the AWP's got to be very careful. Got a couple angles to worry about and his flank, so he falls back a little bit, but now he gets re-aggressive. He's completely blinded by that. One player in the site. Flush is going to find one. He's got a 1-on-2 now, and he's getting encroached from behind, and eventually Device is going to clean him out. So Astralis saves the round just barely. AWP picked up by Device, who gets a double kill. They get their 5th, but still a long way to go in an economy that is still not strong.
Credit to Device, though, considering he had almost, 2 players right next to him on the doorstep. He didn't get phased from it. He took down the player in apartments, backed away perfectly. Really good stuff. Even in these instances, as an individual, he is certainly very, very strong. Maybe not strong enough to do much to the outcome of this game when Olaf is on almost 30 kills here, bearing in mind 14-5. This is the map to decide who will join Luminosity in those finals. Will it be Fnatic? Will Astralis do something incredible? I think we're going to find out soon. But again, this What is this battle going on in the apartments? This time it's Cajun B who gets the most of it. He takes out both players rather than the rather questionable trade out previously happening. And while that did go on, Olaf did at least get the pick on towards B, so keeping options available.
Yeah, Xyp9x is all alone over towards that B bomb site at the moment. Flusha and Olaf halfway up Banana. Kerrigan's now rejoined his teammate. And no matter where Fnatic decides to go, Astralis has this split, so it's going to be a 2-on-3 at each bomb site. Flusha is here with the bomb.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Kerrigan playing a little bit of a dangerous game. There's the pop flash through it, but Flusha can't win that battle. Xyp9x drops the Molotov. This should be all over for Fnatic. They're blocked out for a little bit longer. Smoke comes out in front of the site, but spraying through is Xyp9x again with a second kill, all down to JW. He's got 45 seconds left and the bomb, but in a 1-on-4, Xyp9x is just going to find him right through the smoke again. So there's the 6th round. And now the money on Fnatic is pretty much depleted. They can't buy now.
Well, it's duly well needed at this point. Xyp9x stepping up as that solo B player. We saw Crims being entrusted with that all onto himself. He could have been soloing that as much as he wanted. You know, Olaf would come and join him when needed, but he was a strong figure on that side. So if maybe Xyp9x can get that sort of form perfect, that's a really good step in the right direction. But now it's going to force Fnatic onto very little money. They're down to the Tech 9 to CZs, nothing too much to work with. As JW will already get found. And it's down to Olaf, Dennis, Crims, and Flusha to forge something together. Perfect if they get a plant, anything to get out of this round.
Yeah, there's not too much that they can do. They're going to have some kind of a miraculous shot. Most likely with the Deagle relying on Crims to open something up. They do have a smoke on him as well. So they could use that to block off. I mean, obviously it would be the B execute where they block off CT spawn and just see if they can trade some kills on the way into the site. But realistically, yes, a bomb plant is pretty much all that's available to him. Though plenty of utility still, and we just saw what kind of damage Xyp9x can do at that B bomb site against rifles. Now against unarmored pistols, should be pretty easy cleanup, you'd think, for him. Still, no one from Fnatic showing their hand just yet. Olaf is in alt mid, trying to cause some sort of distraction, biding his time. That's as the molly dissipates, he pushes up. He's going to be going against the AWP of Device. So a little bit scary of a prospect for him, and now he's just going to wait for his teammates to join up.
I mean, the thing is, Dupree's pretty committed towards quad as well. They're both going to be able to see this as it comes through. So, very unlikely Fnatic can do too much damage. They're a very talented team, bearing in mind. And actually, they bait it in perfectly. They don't even go for the fight towards Device. They take it towards Dupree, but it's a good adjustment and good shooting from Cajun B there. Just keeps them well at bay. And that's an adorable sign. Did you see what Astralis tweeted out on Twitter?
The Donald, what?
No, the guy stayed behind to get to watch these guys play, which is awesome. So guy in the crowd.
Brilliant. Love it. Love it here late at night.
By that you mean early morning.
Early morning.
20 past 3.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful time for some beautiful CS, and it's 14-7 Moses and Dupree. He's feeling brave.
Yeah, this is a beautiful time for aggression down mid, taking complete control. So Astralis trying to shock Fnatic, and they actually have Flusha completely isolated. And how is he going to get out of this one? He's going to have to fight his way. He does find Cajun, and there's actually Dennis and Flusha again. So they get a couple kills here, and all of a sudden this mid aggression backfires completely. Device is the only one left. It's going to be a free A bomb site. That's going to put Fnatic up towards 15, and not only that, no, actually there's plenty of money on the Astralis side. So Device, if he could come up with something miraculous here, he needs to get a kill quickly to even make this retake realistic.
Astralis, think about the poor guy in the audience. It's 3 AM. You do that. It's going to be 15-7, and Device knows it. It's time to back away, time to consider that, or the presence he can bring into the next round, possibly here. One that could keep Astralis alive in this, and that's what this is about, as Fnatic get ever so close to those finals, which are going to be tomorrow, well, today, I guess, now, against Luminosity, and what a matchup that would be. Either way, this was all going to be a great match, whoever made it through this one to face them in those best of fives. However, Fnatic gonna get themselves now one round away. This is the semi-finals, bearing in mind here, and the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Fnatic looked a little bit complacent on cash, and suddenly we saw Astralis take that big upswing in performance. Kerrigan at the helm, but this time, this map, it's been a tough ride for Astralis. They did show some life here now on the CT side. That aggression did not pay off, Moses, but now they have a new chance at this.
Yeah, risky call to make that play down mid. and it almost worked off. It just took a little bit too long to come to fruition. They got flanked out from behind. It was a nice response from Fnatic. Either way, Astralis now, they have to win 8 in a row to force overtime. They've started it off with good damage done to Flusha, and look at this stack in Halls. Dupree and Cajun just lined up shoulder to shoulder, waiting for anyone to peek. That's a dangerous game. They're playing Molotov's gonna come out, nade rains in. No damage dealt quite yet. They're standing strong, waiting for these peaks. And it looked like Olafmeister wanted to, just causing a little bit of havoc, shooting up the stairs, but not committing to any kind of a battle.
Oh God, they're dying to go for this, aren't they? Look at Dennis as well. All of them so up for it, and they walk into the trap, maybe a little kind of headstrong then from the players to go for it, because this has been going on every single round almost, but it does mean that Fnatic will have that 4-on-4, and they will be able to define which site they go to, and Olaf will be lurking through those apartments.
And again, though, it's so crucial that Crims is able to trade that out a second time with that presence there from Astralis. You can see what it does to the defense. It forces Kerrigan to leave the B bomb site. Now this time, Fnatic is just going to walk up middle. They do have lane side smoked off, so they can clear out towards the left. Olaf still in the halls. He's got a lot of room to work with. And it looks like they are going to pressure up lane side. They're just biding their time. 30 seconds left on the clock. 2 members inside the bomb site for Astralis.
But they still have a molly on towards Olaf. They still have some nades here, but when Crims is hitting shots, it doesn't really matter. Device and Dupree, the D&D combo here to hold on to this one. Device spots one, misses it. Crims comes in, flushes there, and now Zipnik's with it all on his shoulders, or it's going to be Fnatic through to those finals. Bomb is planted. And Zipnik's now walking in, catches out Flusher, gets pressured from JW, and there it is. Fnatic get out of those semis and get themselves into the finals. Astralis sadly floundering under what Fnatic brought into this game.
Yeah, and it does. I would love to be able to talk to them and wonder why they gave CT side up to Fnatic. That's such a huge advantage in that match. But either way, a tough first map, a great response on Cash. That T side looked ridiculous, but they fall short again. And leading up to the major, they've got a little bit of time to recover from this and figure some things out. Should be said that, I mean, they looked incredible in group stage, just not able to put it together here against Fnatic.
And I just want to say big credit to anyone who hung around as well in the crowd. Thank you for sticking with us so late. It has been a long old ride, but certainly worthwhile to keep your eyes on. It's 3:30 in the morning, and good sponsorship all around. And of course, for Astralis, a little bit heartbreaking, I can imagine, after what was a extraordinarily promising group stage. They got put into those semifinals, and you thought, this is the chance, this is the opportunity, this is the time that you'd get to see them have that moment, but no. Crushed under Fnatic, these boys putting up a big performance here. Very impressive across all maps. And they seem pretty chuffed. I think they're just excited with the idea of maybe going to sleep. So guys, we are not going to take any longer here on the casting desk. It's been a pleasure, Moses, but I believe the interview will be ready soon.
And here we are on stage as Olaf finally finishes today's matches and moves on to the finals with Fnatic. Got that figured out. You know, we'll just have a couple quick questions. I mean, first off, we talked about Astralis coming into this game, about how they were on fire yesterday. And it looked like they had some momentum issues, but they brought it back on Cash. But meanwhile, on Overpass and on that last map on Inferno, you guys just pushed back real strong. How did you feel playing against them, where they were? Did you think they were as strong as they were yesterday, or that they were faltering a little bit against you guys?
I don't know, to be honest. They are always good in group stages, but we didn't really play them, so I can't talk for that. I think that on Cash, they really didn't play that well. It was just we that took the victory and just wanted to get over with. So we just did stupid mistakes, and well, we showed how good we are in Inferno on the last map.
Yeah, I mean, I think no one's going to really argue against that point on the last map. Now, moving forward then, Luminosity have been on fire throughout this tournament, and they proved it during the semis too, that they're here to play. And Fallen said, we deserve that trophy the most out of all the teams here. How do you feel about that statement?
I don't know, maybe they do, but we're not going to give it to them that easy.
Right on. I mean, does anything worry you at all about Luminosity and how good they've looked this weekend? I mean, let alone recently in the recent tournaments they've been a part of?
Of course, they're always scared. We always play really even to them, and last time they beat us now in the group stage, so of course we have a lot of respect for them, but we are not scared. And group stages and finals are two very different things.
True that. Well, once again, congratulations all. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Fnatic moving on to the finals.
Semler seems to be a big supporter of Olaf, but it is a true statement that group stages are very different than finals. Fnatic seem to prove that time and time again to us, guys. And they now have a 6th straight final to play in. Yeah, I know our preview monitor's off.
Yeah, I
You
was
don't
about
need
to
to
say,
look
are
at
we live
yourself.
right
It's
now?
all right.
Are we live?
You still look good in my eyes, okay? I have a preview monitor over there. See, I'm lucky. I get to face the big screen. I get to cheat.
Don't point that finger in front of my face.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's so
If
frustrating.
you know anything about Semifinal, you know not to say
Exactly.
that. That was a big mistake.
Either way,
Are
guys.
you frustrated, Seda?
I'm frustrated at Astralis for, first off, a very split second, in fact, confusing even for the in-game and the e-bot, how close that first round, that pistol round defuse was, and the one-on-one clutch on the gun round. Those 2 rounds go the other way. We have a much different first half on our hands.
Exactly. I see that a lot of people are, questioning the decision to pick T side after knife round. For me, that's perfectly fine because it was obvious that they wanted to continue the momentum they got on cash, right? And it's easier to do that on T side because you're the one who can dictate the tempo of the game, right? You choose whether you're going to go slow, fast, A, B, and so on. If you're on the CT side, you have to adapt to your opponent most of the time. So I completely agree. If it's the small things, right, against Fnatic, that pistol round where Cream's got the defuse, straight up, and Xipnix against Flasha in a 1v1.
Yeah.
Both crucial rounds. And
I can't believe that it used to be Dignitas and then it turned into TSM, and now we're here at Astralis, a couple of years later, and still
Semifinals!
they
Yay!
choke on semis. It's unreal, isn't it?
Henry G chokes on semis too, but I'm talking about something different. Semler, your thoughts on this? I mean, this we thought was going to be the bloodbath on Inferno. It turns out the blood was only rolling one way down the
What happens at the
cobblestone.
hotel stays at the hotel stays? Oh, come on.
Oh, we do it more the hotel. I mean, what?
Jesus.
I mean, it's 4 in the morning, guys.
What is your
Sorry.
what was your point? Hold on. What was
Dupree
it?
also only had 4 frags.
We expected it to be much closer. Who had 4 frags? Dupree had 4 frags. That
Sucks
says a lot about
because
the game.
he's the entry fragger of the team. I mean, I don't even feel that this is a big. Oh, obviously, I mean, it is an issue, right? But I don't feel that's the reason they lost the game.
No.
I literally think that the reason they lost the game were the 2 first clutch rounds that they lost. Because after that first gun round, after those ones, JW is in a perfect position with the AWP, gets to entry kills. That round is gone. Then you have Olaf coming in. I mean,
Olaf just got, CT side for Olaf. He just got, what, 2 triple spray downs, basically? Like, where, and that's where it can really mess with Astralis as well, because those are 2 rounds where Astralis is like, let's go, boys, rush B, let's, just go in, no fear, guns blazing, we're going to wreck them, this is it, it's our time. All that sort of like Friday Night Lights sort of stuff. And then Olaf is just like, nah, bitch, like, sit down. Like, MLG, man, just goes in there like ham, then he chucks some Mountain Dew. Actually, no, they're sponsored by Monster, so it's like, Mountain Dew in the monster can.
Matt
And
Simpson
then,
hates you right now.
oh, man. Dude, that was sick. Olaf, like, even Karn was just like, that was some 1.6 spray right there, Olaf. Like,
and also Moses saying that just Olaf and Krins left in a 2v4. I mean, that's business as usual for them, right? In the second half pistol round. I mean, you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, Astralis is supposed to win this, but somehow deep down, it's not happening because these 2 guys are so good in those 2vx situations. I feel that they don't even talk with each other anymore. They don't communicate. They just do things.
well, they get on that. It is. I mean, well, this is what all these teams, they're still trying to figure out how to get over, like, the one fatal flaw that they have in them, right? So, and it's fun. I was talking with Thorin a bit during this match, right? He's just like, all of these top teams now have this one fatal flaw apart from, Fnatic. And if Luminosity don't go ham tomorrow, there's going to be a problem because, it's just like everybody at the top right now, there's a lot of infighting or they're just not comfortable. They don't have quite have their finger on the button, whereas Fnatic are just going to reign supreme. If they keep being able to play games like this, who can topple these guys if not the Brazilians, right? So tomorrow is going to actually be one of the best finals that we could possibly have in CSGO because Luminosity are this they've been tested and they've shown that they can actually go the distance nearly, right? Now, here in front of one of the biggest stages in the world, they get the chance to really just finally get their first title.
I'm going to say it right now. Tomorrow is #1 and #2 in the world going at it. I'm officially moving Luminosity into that position.
I actually wouldn't disagree with that.
Were up and down for a while, but Luminosity showed as of late they're the better class. Astralis still struggling. Envy, come on, that group stage. I mean, this is the number 2.
If you're talking results, maybe not, but I mean, it's not far off right now.
You know,
Moses had it right today with the Fnatic pick. Tomorrow, though, he is going to be wrong. He wrote me this letter of apology. I'm just going to be, I know, Moses, tomorrow you're going to get your midget ass spanked. And Luminosity, I think they're going to show up. That's all there is.
It would be impressive. We just saw the bracket on the screen. Luminosity, Fnatic, and I know, yes, there's not a lot of people here now. Heck, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd probably be.
There's a lot of people watching at home.
There's still a lot of people at home, and tomorrow it's going to be absolutely packed. That's the bigger aspect of this.
Well,
we already saw Fnatic have to face that once today.
No, I'll cut them some slack. I was going to say Virtus Pro aren't here, so will it be packed? But.
Oh, it will be. I have an absolute feeling. I remember we start off at 6 o'clock local tomorrow time.
It's a best of 5 grand finals between 2 of the best teams. It's going to be some of the best Counter-Strike of all time. So.
And it is going to be, for all of you guys tuning in, I mean, this is pretty much the best final at this point because Luminosity, Fnatic, they know each other so well. Both of them are extremely hungry. Luminosity, to hold the title, but Fnatic obviously to hold the title, but Luminosity to get their first title, to finally claim the trophy. I mean, it's going to be an out-and-out bloodbath. It's going to be so sick.
I mean, how sick would that be?
That'd be amazing. And I mean, I'd be happy obviously because I'm like, ever since DreamHack Winter, I'm just like, these guys are going to win something in the next 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, and that roster
I said between
change,
3
right?
to 6, but like, if they could do it right here.
But we said with the roster change, give them so much more depth, and we've seen that depth come to life in this tournament. Taco's played awesome. We've already seen FNX come in with numerous occasions, but I think Taco is finally the missing piece that's really stepped up this weekend to make it. Make
and falling against Na'Vi in this game. Na'Vi, that was unreal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
They have everything they need to defeat Fnatic. I mean, it's just a matter of making the pieces fit right now.
And you're right to say that because now it almost feels like it's a Fnatic's game to lose in this sort of situation. You know, like what Olaf Meister just said, where it's like we actually wanted to get the job done on cash, right? You know, we felt like we wanted to close it out, and so we took a lot of unnecessary risks, and that, you know, obviously that came back to bite us. Now people saw how good we are on Inferno. Well, you know, guess what? Luminosity are also pretty damn good on Inferno.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're going to try and have that as your you know, your rock to base your game off of, Fnatic, Luminosity, they nearly beat you last time. So
they did beat them here.
Yeah, they beat them here in the group stage.
Yeah, but this is different. This is different.
Right.
I'm talking playoff matches here, best of 3, best of 5. That's the one issue actually that we have to mention before going into this is that, you know, Luminosity, now they have experience, you know, every step of the way, but they don't have a best of 5 final experience, do they?
They don't have best of 5 final, but they do have a similar map pool in a lot of regards, and I actually think they can match up against Fnatic in that sense. Yanko, I'm looking at you to agree or disagree.
I do not want to look at you right now. I'm too tired to talk about the best of 5, man. Because can't we do this tomorrow, man? Can we talk about something nicer?
I mean, later today, actually.
What's wrong with Counter-Strike? Yeah, we can talk about me. I know you like me and you fancy that. That's a little bit nicer. But maybe we'll do that off stream. Because, guys, it has been an extremely long day, but it's been rewarding, mostly for Fnatic and for Luminosity, who now find themselves in a best-of-5 final. 6 o'clock local, we go into that final. Tomorrow, right here in the Spodek Arena, it's going to be insane. It's going to be packed. It's going to be loud, regardless of the fact that Virtus Pro, unfortunately, won't be there. It's been an incredible day from the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships here in Katowice, Poland, and we can't wait for you to join us then, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Like a bass drum, come on, let me get some. Never gonna back down, never gonna break, won't bend now. Tonight there's gonna be a showdown. Tonight there's gonna be war. This is what we came for. The victor, the champion. I'll be the last one standing. The ranger, the glory. Tonight they'll write my story down. Time goes by in a moment. Can't blink now, only got one shot. It's all I need, gonna own it. Running to the top now, I won't stop. 'Cause I'm